Uh, forgive me. I sound a little parched. I might sound like I don't have a voice, but I think I'm just thirsty. But that's beyond the point. That's besides the point. Welcome back. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in with your boy, for joining the family and tuning into this episode of the podcast. I want to say a very well, heartfelt thank you. So all those, you included, who are watching, who are listening, who are a part of the family, and who decided to stay long term, and who are gonna rock with your boy throughout thick and thin. Thin throughout. I might have said the right thing. Throughout thick and thin. You know, thank you very much for being y'all and supporting your boy. I appreciate it so very much. I'm very thankful to have y'all as supporters. Love y'all very much. Today's topic, um, it might be like a combination of a bunch of stuff. I might mainly focus on what it's like to be a young adult. And I know some of y'all are right in that prime stage of already living the young adult lifehood. So you already know what I'm talking about. You guys can probably, you know, understand where I'm coming from. Some of y'all can probably relate. As far as to some, you guys are in your prime of living. You've already lived life. You're just relaxing. You might be on the verge of retirement, or some of y'all are just young. You haven't even you haven't touched the surface of adulthood yet. So you're just experiencing life and enjoying the free realm of not having to be an adult. Which I say, enjoy it while it lasts. Enjoy every fiber, every moment, everything. Like literally, take a picture of every single day if you must, because it's gonna go by like this. To when next thing you know, you're an adult and you're paying bills and you're living life in a upside down world that we live in right now. So yeah, being an adult or a young adult, shall I say? I feel like I'm an adult. I may not have a full time job yet, but I'm an adult. I do all the adulty things that all adults do. I pay bills. I take care of myself. I have a job. I work. I do everything that an adult per se can do or is doing. Um, yeah, it's hard. Like life is hard, but being a young adult in a hard life makes it 10 times worse. We have to, live up to we have to live with the remains of what happened with the decades before us. So all the stuff that they left for us, like the bad environment, the terrible cost, or whatever the taxes, whatever they left for us, we're on the receiving end of that, and then so on and so forth. Like it just continues with generations on. But I feel as though my generation, that 20 to 25 range, the young adults, shall I say, we're experiencing the worst. Can I say we do have some highlights because we're in the world of TikTok and content creation, and all the people who are blowing up and doing that, I'm I'm congratulating you. I just seen some girl that was around my age just buy her first house. I said, "Am I doing it wrong? Am I not doing the right things? Because I don't have a home. Yeah, we're the same age. I don't have money to buy a house, to buy an apartment, to buy barely food as it is. So yeah, being a young adult is hard. It's not easy, and every day it just seems like we're fighting battles. We're fighting battles that we don't even understand. Battles that we're just like, why does it have to happen to us? Like inflation. I feel as though this was to have happened years ago. It was supposed to, like, inflation as dramatic as it is now was supposed to happen in the past. When people were just making money off of wild things, that was a perfect time. At this point, I would have expected all that stuff to balance out to where inflation's at a good point. Well, I don't know if there's a good point for inflation, but it's at a level ground. So we're like, okay, we understand why this is the price. That makes sense. We have enough money to buy this and more. That makes sense. Now, I sit here and I think I'm gonna have to start growing a farm. which I've seen a lot of people do recently. Like everybody, I think like recently I've seen have a farm. Like farming is just blowing up. People with gardens, or those who actually have like animals that make like that have the fresh produce, like the chickens and the cows or the goats or whatever you decide to have. Like I've seen people just push out farm stuff all over the place. But yeah, it's hard to just know that you're a young adult in 2025. You wake up sitting here thinking, what am I going to do? I have to go to work. But then you're thinking, okay, I'm going to work. I'm going to put these 8 hours in. And then when I get paid, I'm going to be able to use this money to buy groceries and pay for gas and maybe even help out with my rent, whatever the case is. That's how it used to be. That's what you expected in today's day and age. Now it's like your paycheck, you can't even do all of that. You have to literally, if anything, you have to either put it towards your rent because rent is about 3 grand just for like a 2 bedroom apartment, which I think is crazy. Because I would understand this if you lived in New York or you lived in places that had that influx of money just coming in. Jersey, though, Jersey, and what's even worse is that people from New York and all the money making states are coming into Jersey, and there are, and it's just like why? I get it. You don't like the prices of New York. Go someplace else. I'm not gonna sit here and hate, but I'm just like, you're making it really hard for people like me as a strong, independent, young African American man who works his butt off day in and day out to afford anything. I want to have an apartment, but am I? No. At some point, I plan to, but at the rate that it's going, it's looking like it's out of the priorities right now. And for those who are doing it, because I know there's some people my age who are able to make that money, whether it be by themselves or with somebody else. I wanna sit here and say, y'all are my inspiration. Y'all are the reason why I'm gonna push so that way I can have that. Because I want to have my own place. Like I know I'm 22. Most people who have their own places are around like 24, 25 ish. But I want to be able to know like okay, even if I don't have my place now, I'll be able to afford my place when I'm ready. But it's like I don't think there's going to be a point where I will be ready, especially with the job that I have. And it's not like I can't get another job. It's just the fact that the job market is, how can I say, probably the worst it's ever been. It's absolute dogs. Like it's crazy how they say they want you, that you'll be the perfect candidate for whatever, but then they follow up with, yeah, you don't have the experience. How do you expect me to get the experience if I can't have the job? How do you expect me to work and get that experience if you're not giving me the job to do so? Like, let's make that make sense. You know, how about instead of giving us riddles, we just give us a job? Because their criteria is probably so simple. Oh, know how to do this, know how to do that. Have gone to a college, graduated with this. Boom, you may meet all the requirements. But then in the fine print, they're like, yeah, you got to be certified and have 5+ levels of experience. Am I reading that correctly? If I myself just graduated college and I'm trying to look for a job, and the job that would fit me, that's in my major, that would work with me, is asking me for 5+ years of experience, and so are all the other jobs out there, how do you expect me to get a job? What was the point of me going to college? That's why I say I'm gonna backtrack real quick. If you do not know what you want to do, the young high schoolers, the young adults, if you don't know whether or not you want to go to college, even my generation, kids that are within my age group, if you don't even know if you want to go to college and you don't have any clue, do not force that upon yourself. Do not go through all the headaches and all the frustration of being and dealing with college, and then the after effects of knowing, I graduated, but yet I still can't get a job. Like, that just defeats the purpose. So for those who have a job now and are not in college, stick with that job. If you feel as though you make enough money to go to college and then you think for a fact you will be guaranteed a job, then go for it. But if you don't even bother. It's not worth the time. It's not worth the effort. Just sit back and enjoy life and work your job. If you have the option to go to school for free, take full advantage. Do it, because afterwards, that degree and whatever you learn could help you do something in the future where you don't have to worry about whatever you're going through. Or if you have a bad job, terrible job, going to school can help you escape all that. But if you have no clue, if you're even hesitant just a tiny bit, don't even bother. Don't even. Because I'm telling you now, it's going to be so unfortunate when you graduate and you're like, yeah, I want to get a job. I'm about to get this job right now. I'm about to apply to all these places. I'm about to fill out all these applications. I'm going to do all these internships. And then in the fine print, they say 5+ years. Huh? Huh? What are you saying to me? This has to be like, that's what I'm saying. It has to be the unsolvable riddle. Because you want me to have experience, but you don't want to give me the experience. It's like, what are we doing here, America? What's going on? It's just, I don't get it. I don't think anybody ever will. It's just the unsolvable problem that I think the world is facing, specifically my generation. Because if you're younger than my generation, you don't really have to be worrying so much. You will be able to go through college if you try to go to college, or you'll be able to have your youth and do whatever, or get a job, so on. You have time to figure all that stuff out. The older generation, they already got their jobs. They figured out their lives. They might have their children. Some of them might be retiring. We're the generation where it's like we're right there, smack dab in the middle. We're trying to figure out what we're gonna do because we can't be like, oh yeah, we're young, we can rely on our parents. No, no, no. We're at a time where we're like, okay, we're having to start doing our own taxes. We're having to start paying for our own bills, our major bills. Like it's that that weird age group where we're just like, we're stuck between a rock and a hard place because we can't get a better job because the job market sucks. You can't go to college because who the heck wants to have like 50, $60,000 in debt, depending on the college that you go to, and then it's like you go to that college, you rack up that debt, and you're not even guaranteed a job once you leave. I say, if anything, go to trade school. Probably the best bet. Go to trade school, learn how to do something with your hands, and then I'm sure you can find something, or you can start something small, start something by yourself, whatever the case is. You'll be able to. I feel like you'll be in a better shot than people like me. Us young generation, whatever you want, what are we? Generation X. I don't freaking know. Whatever they want to call us. We're not millennials. We're whatever the generation is after. Um. So yeah, whatever generation we are, our little generation, we're fighting the hardest battle I think known to man. And people may think that like that's on us. Like we put ourselves there. That's absolutely not true. That's absolutely false. And whoever told you that is a liar. They're lying to you straight to your face. My generation, they claim we don't want to work. They claim we don't want to do nothing. They claim we're all lazy. But it's like lazy is like the safest thing we can be. We all work harder than they think, and they don't give us any credit. And to be honest, that's low key kind of that sucks. That I don't understand why they do that. But it's like if we were to swap lives right now, they would understand the struggles that we go through. They wouldn't be saying all the stuff that they say, but they say it because they just think, we don't want to work, that we're so lazy. But little did they know, we put in countless hours, not even, like the money that we make is not even enough to pay for our rent and the simple, necessities. The hours that we put in that they probably would have put in could have bought them a house, gotten them through college, gotten them through a brand new car and everything. yet they want to call us lazy and ungrateful and all this other stuff. But that's when I say, you don't know a hater until you met an older person. Till you sat down and had a conversation with someone who's like a couple, like 10, not even 10, like 30, 30 years older than you. That's when you understand where, like, the haters are really created. Because they are the haters of the haters. They're the OG haters. Like, they're the top, right? They're the top prospects within hating. Because all they do is hate on us because they think we don't want to do nothing and we want to just lay down and be lazy all day. Little do they know that most of us don't even get the chance to do that. Kids of my generation work 2 to 3 jobs and can barely make ends meet. Barely put themselves through college, let alone pay bills. And some of us are parents within this age group. So it's like, hmm, we're working, but not just for ourselves. We're working to feed ourselves and a kid. And then it's like, what do you mean we're not trying? It's like there's no win. There's nothing like there's no win-win for my generation. Being a young adult, it has its flaws, but it does have its pros as well. Like I would say, our generation is like one of the more creative generations. As you could tell, we have all the social media platforms. We were there when the prime when it first started. So now we're prime like creators. We're prime. We're mad. We're advanced. We're the we're upper echelon of people who know how to use social media of all forms. And with that, we some of us have made it the biggest thing known to man. We made our careers, we made our journeys, we made our friends, we made history with that. Whether that be we push content for people to watch, like myself, whether it be through podcasts, cooking, simple gaming, like we found a way to push the social media into a positive for us. We made it so that people like you and your families and younger generations, older generations can all watch us relate, understand, and just experience what we experience, but on a different side of it. Some people to this day may talk about how they don't touch social media at all, but they have other people in their family that do. And at some point, they'll get a glimpse of what it is and what we do throughout social media. Like TikTok, for one. Ever since TikTok came around, it was like a place where I saw, like, like what can I say, like the like it was all about like the musically, but with more. It was musically upgraded, musically plus, so to speak. But now it's like it's a place where people put their stuff. So they promote their businesses, they promote their content. They just even just put stuff out there just to get other people to laugh, or like they share their stories, whatever the case is. TikTok has made its way to be the foundation of, I guess, like my generation and a lot of ours creativity. We push our stuff out there for everybody to see. Even generations who aren't haters and they still probably are hating, they still get to experience all our creativity through that. Like they sit there, they listen, they watch, they hear us out, if they hear us out, but they experience our generation, well, my generation, and what we are good at to like the full extent. And with doing so, a lot of people have found ways to bring in the bread, support themselves, support their families, and congratulations to them because I'm not going to say that's easy. It's not easy to be as creative as the next person. It's quite hard actually. I'm like you right now. I'm a creative person. I like to sit there and think that I'm as creative as can be, but I'm not as creative as the people I see on TikTok. They find ways to push whatever it is that they want to push, whether it be advice, content, some sort of media, or just news purposes. Like whatever it is, they find a way to reel you in, and I need to figure out their tactics. To be honest, I'm trying to be like them. I'm trying to be like you for real. But yeah, TikTok is one of the things. Um, we have YouTube, but YouTube has been around. Well, not even. I just found out YouTube, like what birthday happened like a couple days ago. It was like 20th birthday. I thought YouTube was older than that, but again, like that's what I'm talking about. Like YouTube, 20th birthday, I think. Let me just double check. I'm gonna fact check this just to make sure. But things like YouTube and all the other social media platforms that are out there, it's like They're out there to help promote stuff like what I do right now. And my generation has become the pros. And for those who don't know, like there's gonna be more things like this. Like there's gonna be more things like YouTube and TikTok, and I guess like what other thing out there? I guess you could say like Twitter and all the other stuff that I'm not even aware about, but that are just out there. Yeah, like April 23rd, 2005 was 20th and 20th anniversary of the first video. Okay, so I was miscorrected. Yeah, I'm assuming YouTube's been around for longer than that, but I guess like the first ever video um was its 20th anniversary. Okay, well then I might be wrong. I don't really know. Yeah, so YouTube's birthday was actually in February, but again, YouTube is 20 years old. Like I'm older than YouTube. Now really think about that. Let that sink in. I'm older than YouTube, and that's crazy to me. Like I thought YouTube has been around for a lot longer than me, but no. YouTube is basically like a baby compared to me. Not really, but like that's what I'm saying. Like stuff like that, it's just it's just crazy to think. My generation, it's hard to just try and live day by day because we have to think and prep for everything. Things that people probably didn't have to prepare for before. Like my generation, as like I'm pretty sure that this is a negative. Like my generation, we have the I swear I believe like the most depressed, the most anxiety ridden, like all the mental health things that has ever been put into it. I feel like my generation suffers with it the most, and that's just because the prior generations and the young generations they don't really experience it. The prior generation, like the ones before us, they got it nice well. Like they had it handed to them. Life was easy. You could get newspaper like cigarettes and coffee for like $1. $1 nowadays, you can't. The dollar store isn't even $1 anymore. $1 nowadays doesn't mean the same value as it did back then. You could do so much with $1 back in the days, like 1960s and above. But 2025, $1 you could do nothing with nowadays. $1 is what you leave for tip. Like that's tip money, and in most cases, that's not even enough. Like it's stuff like that where it's just like my generation is just really we're getting our asses handed to us. We're getting beat 24/7 every day, every year. It's like my generation, we just get it the worst. And people might be like, well, it's because your generation doesn't like to vote. Your generation doesn't like to do nothing. Y'all don't want to stand up for yourselves. It's the fact that we can do. It's the fact that we do all of that. We vote, we protest, we riot, we do whatever. But it's the fact that the older generation they had their foot in the ground in the mud, and whatever they say basically doesn't it negates everything that we fight for, that we go through. My generation, we have I. It's like it's hard to say because my generation is filled with like, you know, the diversity is was it's a swimming pool of diversity. So for me, the challenges that I go through are not going to be the same for all the other people. But it's the fact that in some cases, it's some of it is similar. We have to deal with the fact that the job market sucks. We have to deal with the fact that we're in the same economy where eggs are $15 a gallon. Is that what we call it? A carton. So sorry. Is it a carton? I don't know. 15 for a good 12. Whatever you want to call it. It's like more than it's more money than it makes sense. It's just the most stupidest thing ever. But yeah, we go through it because that's just the that's just the economy that my generation is a part of. Of course, the older generations they complain of the prices too, but they have the influx to do that. They can buy it and complain. My generation, we have to hesitate whether or not we buy this or we buy something else. We have to choose whether do we put gas in our car or food on the table. Most cases, you might try your best to go 50-50. You might, you know what? I got $20 right now. I'm gonna put 10 in the tank so I can get to work tomorrow, and I'll put 10 on the table to get something to eat. Like, we have to hesitate and really think, how are we gonna split up our money to just do the simple things, not the hard things like pay our bills, pay taxes, or whatever else, but the simple things like groceries. We need that. Can't. Sorry, we're gonna have to just get like a McDonald's sandwich tomorrow, and even then, that's our arm and a leg. Inflation has ruined it for my generation because we haven't set up ourselves yet. We haven't set ourselves up to where we're like, you know what, we'll be able to buy this, and then it's not gonna hurt our pockets. We can afford this, no problem. We really get our groceries. Sure, it'll be a lot, but we get our groceries, pay our bills, and be like, oh yeah, we only have like $500 left for the month, but we get paid, or left for the week, but we get paid in the next 2 weeks, so we'll be able to recoup. No, no, no. We're at the point where most people's paycheck, if you are lucky enough to get a decently good paying job, it's about 500. 500, you have to try and make 500 spread throughout the week. And I'm gonna tell you this right now, that's hard. That's extremely hard. Food prices go up every day. Even when you shop at the nicer places like the Aldi's or the Little or Lidl, whatever you want to call it, those places, it even hurts that too. Sure, it's a lot cheaper, like a lot cheaper, very cost efficient to shop at those places. But you yourself will look and be like, I just spent like $150 and I got a good amount of stuff, but it's like $150. And this was just last you for maybe like the week and a half. And people are like, $150, like what? Like, that's nothing. I'm sorry. You're rich? If you're rich, then by all means. I'm not rich. Mind you, I have other bills. So like let's just imagine, right? You have to get groceries the same day you have to pay your car bill and your insurance and everything else. Let's just say your insurance, like your car insurance, is like 170. Boom. Let's say you got a credit card. Your credit card is like 55. Boom. Let's say you got your phone bill. Your phone bill 75. Boom. That right there, that's like 300. And you just got paid 500. And then you have to then also get groceries. And you put another 150 on that. So that means you have $50 for yourself. $50 that isn't gonna last you for nothing. $50 that you probably have to put in your car for gas. So you probably put like 30 to get halfway or even fill you up. And that leaves you with $20. What are you doing with $20? What are you doing with $20? You could try and invest. Invest. It's like I don't think you guys are understanding what I'm trying to say here. If you are, thank you. If you're not, come on, man. But like, it's such an inconvenience for my generation, and people don't seem to get it. Like they want us to be like happy with life, but it's hard. I do my best to push positivity because again, that is our motto: positivity through and through. Let's hear say when we went out. Positivity through and through. Let's go. Like I try to push the positivity as best as I can, but I also understand that I live in the real world. I live in a world where I'm a 22-year-old college student on the verge of graduating, but doesn't have like a specific job lined up that's going to pay for all my needs. So it's like I'm right there with my generation. I'm ready to throw a fist. I'm ready to, I don't know, like flip a table for all sakes. But I also am trying to keep being leveled and push the positivity because there's so much negativity already. And it's like, it's like a never ending battle. Your boy is doing his best. Right now it's like 50-40, 50, what is that? 51-49. The 51%, that's that positivity. The 49 is that realistic view of the fact that I live in the real world. I live in America, in the U.S., where I'm getting my ass beat with all the bills and all the extremities of life. And every time I wake up, I think, oh, more and more and more again. I'm getting closer to graduating. I need to have a plan of what I'm going to do because life is just going to get harder from there. And it's just like, I don't even know. I don't even know. But I want my generation to try and stay hopeful because there will be new leaders, there will be new people, there will be new things that would help us, I guess, how can I say, live a better life. We have the content on our hands. We have the social media. We need to use that at full advantage. I know some of y'all, again, are afraid to post. Y'all want to be a content creator. So what? You don't got to be a content creator. You know how to make content. But even just go out there, express how you feel. Somebody might agree with you, and y'all might find a way to change it. Whatever the case is, speak, say your piece, record the video if you wanna. Whatever it is, don't be afraid. Use social media. Let it find a way to help make money into your pockets. Like I recently heard, I think on TikTok they say like there's so many jobs you could do at home. Like you could do stuff for Netflix or you could do stuff for Zara or Ulta and be like reviewers, and Amazon has this stuff too. But it's like I don't know how true it is, but even then, try doing that too. For all my people who are like, oh yeah, I'm not going to college, I'm not doing this, and you need a job, look into that because I will. I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna let you know right now. I'm gonna do my best to do some research on that because I know right now that my little Staples job, it's not gonna cut it. It's not gonna cut it. I make enough money to plus the fact that I know how to save a decent amount and I've invested in some stuff. I have some money. I don't have enough money to do what I want, but I have money to where I could somewhat sit comfortably and know, okay, I can pay my bills. I could I have emergency money in case something happens, and I also have money to buy the things that I may want. Do I always do that though? No, because again, I'm 22. Like I want to live. I don't want to have to think and be planning out like my next 40 years of like, yeah, I need to make sure I have this money saved and that money saved because I do not want to be working 24/7 every single day, 9 to 5. For those who do and you love your 9 to 5, then I'm happy for you. You know, let me give you a pat on the back and give you an air hug. Happy for you. But I know there's so many people who are just thinking themselves, like people like me who probably are signing up for jobs that they don't want, but it's because it has to pay for their future. Because we can't all just have the jobs that we want and the lives that we want because it. Yeah. So again, thank you all for being here. You know, I appreciate y'all for listening. I appreciate y'all for being here and being a part of the family. Again, for all my generation, I get it. Life is hard, but we're gonna find a way to beat it. Some of y'all might now be thinking like, "Oh my gosh, now I gotta plan for the next 40 years." I won't be able to do that, and that's okay. Live your life. Try to enjoy it, because the other generations just think that we just don't care. We don't have no plan for ourselves, but that's where they're wrong. We have social media. Y'all better use social media to the full extent, whether that means posting content or just being posting pictures, whatever it is. Use social media. It could be revolutionary for you. It could be life changing. Don't be afraid to post that content or whatever it is. Don't be afraid to let people see it. I want to say thank you again for being here and peace. Oh, P.S. If you guys know any jobs, hit your boy up. Your boy's looking for jobs. If you know some, if you're on a team or a part of some job that makes good money and they just need some new people, they need some new entertainment, they need some new faces, they need a person like me, hit your boy up. You know where to find me. But peace and thank you.